you are created a genius. Okay? You have great potential and creative energy inside of you. As Christians, we have no limit to what we can accomplish through Christ. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, we as Christians, there is no limit to what we can do. The late Mandela said, until it is done, we think it is impossible. Until it is done, we think it is what? Impossible. Okay. Now, yet, this creative power within us is stifled. Everybody say stifled. Stifled. Now, let me give you an example. You have two children, both smart and intelligent like yourself, because you yourself are very intelligent. One goes to a public school where they do things like a public school. One goes to a private school where they do things like a private school. In the public school, they do the average and assignments, no. Maybe in a whole week, one assignment. In the private school, they go beyond the average. Every day they load them with assignments. They challenge them, get them to read things and read stuff, etc. And they come home with package of books and work and assignment and research. Okay? Are we together?
Yes.
Now, then, the one in public school completes JSS. The one in a private school probably just B3, B4. And when the two of them are talking, can you see a difference? My niece went to, she's still in private school. She was in class 3. She came to my house. I wrote a book, a manuscript, something I was writing a book, a manuscript, first print. Then she picked it. She was reading through. Said, Uncle, it seems there's some work to be done on your book. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And said, it seems there's some work to be done on your book. Her name is Della. And I said, well, what work? She said, I think this word is not the right word. There should be a comma here. There should have been a full stop here. There should be a comma. I am PhD. I have doctorate. I've written a book, class 3. She's able to pick out small little. She was in class 3. This is no exaggeration. The parents are here. There is someone who has completed SSS. In fact, I work with people who are graduates in my office. And when they write English for you, you're asking, okay, I'll say the rest. So, when you challenge, see, hello, we all have something in us. The amount of challenge that you are giving determines how much of your potential you are able to release. When we do target setting, we normally come with balloons. We'll give it to you to blow air into it. The same size balloon, some people blow it until it bursts. Some people blow small and they stop. Others blow it to the limit. Now when you blow it and it bursts, it means that you need to set a new target because you have overgrown your target. So you need to... Are we together? So that is it. So we said the creative power is stifled because of the small size or the absence of goals. So when you don't set goals at all, there's a whole big power inside of you that's just waiting. That's why you get bored. That's why you get bored. When you are bored, energy is crying to be put to use. I'm not a scientist, but a little science I know, excess energy is stored in fat. When you eat, you get energy. This energy must be expended on work. If you don't expend it on work, what happens? Because the energy is crying to be put to use. Now you don't put it to use. You say, okay, you got me, you don't want to put me to use. Okay, I'll give you trouble. Then to store itself as fat. Consequently, we end up with average result. So most of us who are handling 50 churches, 50 members, 200, 300 members, we actually can handle 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Don't ask me, where's the money going to come from? That's not my concern. It's God's concern. We're doing this work. When we do it well, He releases more. He releases what? More resources. Seriously speaking. So if you get a land and you're ready to till the land, God will release the rain to fall on the land. Can we continue? Okay. Goals and achievement. Goals place a demand on your potential. What do goals do on your potential? Goals or targets. What do? They place a demand on your potential. In other words, they wake your potential up. The power that is inside of you and is sitting down, the target you set, wake it up. Our energy is sleeping. You wake it up. It's like palm oil. It's what? What's the term you use for it? What? Somebody say sleeping. Someone say sleeping. Okay, so you go and wake it up. You hit it up. Okay, so you hit it up. In the same way, goals place a demand on your potential. Goals go to your potential and hit it at the back and say, get up, there's work to be done. Sleeping giant inside of you. And this, if you are smart, which I know you are, you get a lot of insights that would even help your own personal development and your business development and your church. Okay. Now the next point, we accomplish small things not because, can we read that together? Let's go. We accomplish small things not because we lack the potential for great extraordinary things, but because we limit our ability at the small size of our goals. That's why God told the king, take your bow and arrow and strike the ground. He struck it for 3 times and stopped. So the prophet got mad at him. Why did you stop? Why didn't you strike for 5 or 6 or 7 times? If you were to do, you'd have stricken your enemy for forever. But now, because you have stricken for only 3 times, you would beat your enemies for only 3 times. From then on, they will beat you. And it happened. Okay. I'm going to move forward for time's sake. Okay, goals and achievement. Then now, a little bit, let me introduce you a little bit to your mind. See, the center of all human action is what? Human thought, or simply the mind. You came here because your mind wanted to come. Or simply your heart. At least the heart, you can't see it, but the mind. Now, the mind is designed to be directed towards the goals you set for it. That's why we said the mind is a big word. It's a big word, but you can pronounce it, can't you? Okay. It's 2 words combined. Tele and ological. So we call it teleological. At least when you go back, you can go and use it. Someone to know you have attended a seminar. Yeah. The mind is what? Teleological. Now, but it's a very serious word. Okay. Teleological objects. They are goal-chasing objects. They are target-chasing objects, like missiles. Missiles that are released to chase aircraft, to strike them. What they look for? Sound and heat. So wherever the aircraft is going, the missile is designed to go for where you feel the sound and the heat. Just keep following and hit it and strike it before you leave. Hello? Hi. Am I making sense? Am I making sense to you? Yeah. But the mind is designed in the same way as a missile is designed to look for an object. What is the object? The aircraft. When an enemy wants to strike an aircraft, they send a missile to chase it. And the missile looks for sound and heat. And can aeroplane fly without producing sound and heat? So the object, the instruction that have been given to the missile is look for sound and heat. So they will look for sound, they will chase it until they strike it down. Okay. Your mind is like a teleological object. What does it mean? Your mind is designed to go for goals set for it. Goals. All your mind goes for is what? Goals. Yeah. Goals. When your mind, when the goal is so clear, when the target is so clear, so vividly set, and there is no confusion in the target, your mind takes that goal and puts it and assimilates it. What's the word? It devours it, it swallows it, it gets it inside of it until the mind comes to be driven by the goal. So the mind goes after the goal. It chases the goal. It chases the target. I've set a target to get this, and I will get it. And I will get it. And the Bible said when Elijah was going to be taken away, you remember? And Elisha knew that the boss was going to be taken away. In the mind, he knew the boss was going to be taken away. They did all kinds of things to just distract him, take his mind away. But he said, "Oh, I am following my boss." In fact, at the point, Elijah said, "Can you go by?" I said, No, don't tell me I am not. It's like Ruth and Naomi. Naomi said, "Where you go, I will go. Your God will be my God. Where you die, there I will be buried." So your mind is designed to go for goals and targets. So you don't set a target for yourself. The mind of the church is designed to go after targets. So the church doesn't set targets. Everybody's wandering around. There's so much energy, everybody's wandering around. There's so much money, there's no money. But as soon as a target is set, and we all make the effort to convince people that this is where we are going, all of a sudden, energy is released, power is released, abilities are released, money is released. People begin to come forward to say, "I'll give this, I'll give this, I'll give this." I've been in a church, I have been in a church, in a village church, where we wanted to build a chapel. I know what people did. We didn't have money. There were poor people in the church, but because the target was so clear and made different to every single church member, people came forward and said, "We have an idea." What is the idea? We, 10 of us, we decided that we will fast. We'll fast for the next 3 months. So we won't eat breakfast, we won't eat lunch, we will only eat supper. So we will calculate our breakfast money and our lunch money. We'll give that as our support for church projects. And 10 became 15, 15 became 25, 25 became 50, 50 became almost the whole congregation. Deciding to go into by force fast so they could save breakfast and lunch money to build the church. Did they build it? Yes. Because the people is one. And their language is one. And this is just the beginning of what they have set themselves to do. And now I tell you, there's nothing that will stop them except we go down, disorganize their language, confuse them, set confusion and misunderstanding among them. That's the only way we can stop them from achieving their goals. The mind is so powerful that even God in heaven became scared. He said, these people, they are resolved in their mind to do something. Because they have one language and they are one people. Hello?
Hi.
Any queries? Sorry, any questions? Any questions? Anybody confused? Okay, so that's your mind. Without goals, the mind, what does the mind do? When we get goal focused, the mind pursues the goal to the limit. Okay. If only I can convince you about what your mind can do, that would have been great. But you know what? When you set a big goal, hello?
Hi.
Yes, you're telling me. Someone is saying, someone will tell me, you're saying all these beautiful things. Good. Now, once you set a big goal, let's come to the realities, because we're saying this thing and it looks so nice, yeah. It sounds so nice, but it's not that nice in reality. Because in practice, when you are 100 member church and you set a goal to become 500, someone says unrealistic. Yes, somebody can say it's unrealistic, but I will disagree. I will disagree and say it can be done. But you know, when you set such a big goal, the first thing that happens, what is it that happens? Tension. True or false? Why? What is creating the tension? What's creating the tension? Are we there? You are looking at your current reality. You are looking at the level of energy, you are looking at the level of skills you have, the money you have available, and these are just your current reality. Can I tell you one thing? You are a good in progress. You are a work in progress. You are not a finished product. The power that is inside of you, inside of your business, inside of your church, is developable. Is expandable, is challengeable, is growable. The power that is inside of you is what? Developable. You can write it down. It's expandable. I'll be talking about smart. We have been taught to set targets that are smart, realistic. The realistic bit, that is a thing. But we can go beyond that seriously. We can go beyond that seriously, because the first thing, when it's a big goals, the first thing that happens is it creates what? Tension between the reality and where you want to go. Now we are 100. If we are 500, we can't continue to be here. We need to move out. Where are we going to get a space? All you know, someone in the church has some property somewhere, has a land somewhere, and like Ananias and Sapphira, who decided to tell lie, God can ask them to go and sell the land and sponsor you. That's what I'm trying to say. So normally when you set a big goal, you have what? Tension. That tension is, how are we going to do it? Look at our size, look at our number, look at the money. We don't have, we can. We are just like grasshoppers. But if you don't give up, and normally at that point we give up. Oh, come on, let me be realistic. Come on, why? I'm too ambitious. Come on. I'm too ambitious. No, it's too much for me. No, I want to have my life back. Yeah. So you just give it up. Forget about it. Go back to normal. Now those who don't have big churches, are they not alive? Come on. Are they? But if you don't give up, you know what happens? That tension is turned into energy. All of a sudden, before you know it, the fear becomes boldness. The tension becomes excitement and encouragement. And there's something in you that drives you forward. You don't see any hurdle. There are certain people on earth who say, you don't see no hurdle. You don't see no fear. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. You don't see any hurdle. You don't see any fear. You don't see any discouragement. All you see is progress. We can do it. What else do you, big goals, what else do they do? You get creative ideas, creativity and ideas. All of a sudden, ideas begin to pop up. People come with ideas, people come with creative ideas, and before you know it, you are there. So please, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. I wanted to show you how the mind works. I will, for time's sake, we cannot talk about all of it. And I am not a scientist. I am not a neurologist. I am not a psychologist. I'm only interested to know how the mind influences the body and our behavior. Okay. This is the way your mind works, not the brain. No, I don't know anything about the brain. But the processes that the brain goes through, you know, the mind. So that's the first part. Is the mind has 3 parts. The first one is the conscious. The second is the subconscious. And the third is what? Creative subconscious. You have everything in your booklet. Okay. The conscious part, normally it does 4 things. It does 4 things. It's just about, but I won't talk about all of them. It helps you to be able to have cognition, realize things, identify, perceive things. You get information. You look at this information I have. Is it like something I've seen before or known before? Yes, okay. Was it helpful? Yes or no? If it's no, you say no. I have nothing to do with it. If it's helpful, you say yeah. Let me do something with it. Then you take a decision. The subconscious is where your heart is. That's where you store all your experiences, all your ideas, your philosophy about life, your culture, everything about your life is stored in your subconscious. Your history, everything is stored in your subconscious. Okay. Do you remember that your first time in secondary school? Okay. You remember? Okay. Who is married here? Who is the married person? If you are married, raise your hand. Very good. Okay. Do you remember the first day you fell in love with your husband? Can you still remember? Okay. You remember, just that you have not been thinking about it. You remember the first day you met your wife? You can still remember. Good. You remember your wedding day? Yes. If I want you to write a book about it, well, can you do it? Yeah, very good. All of these things are stored in your subconscious, but they are not active. They're just dormant as if they are dead. The first work you ever did, first job, can you remember? First salary, can you remember? Aha! All of these are stored on your subconscious. This is important because you see, the subconscious creates the real you. These things I'm saying now, your subconscious is helping you to either accept or to say no. And when I mention a term that is familiar to you, it is familiar because you have stored something on your subconscious that helps you to make sense of what I'm saying. Okay. But there is a connecting rod between the conscious and the subconscious. We call it the creative subconscious. It does 4 things. Number 1, it maintains sanity. Number 2, it resolves conflicts. Number 3, it creates energy. And number 4, it is teleological. It goes after goals. I will explain what I mean. The creative subconscious, what does it do? Number 1, it maintains sanity. What does that mean? Okay. You asked a question, why do we set small goals? Everybody has what we call a normal. Everybody has what we call a normal. We all have what is normal to us. Yeah? What is normal to us? Okay. What is normal to us? If we take the figures we have at church, 100, 200 is normal. Okay, it's normal. So anything outside of that, okay, abnormal, extraordinary, etc. Okay. So when something that is normal to you is normal to you, and something is presented to you that is above your normal, your system tells you that no, that's abnormal. That's not for you. You don't want it. There are people who qualify for that, not you. You know that you are not an A student. So when occasionally you make an A, the next term you make a C. Because your system tells you that A is for this brother. They are the first class students. That A was a mistake. It was an error. Oh, come on. That's how your mind works. Therefore, until you change what is normal to you in your life and in your church, etc., when you grow this year, next year, you come down. You must raise the normal to say, for us to accept our church as a church, we must be a minimum of 500 members. That is the normal we are setting for ourselves. I know it's tough. I know it's tough. But we can do it. In a business, you make one profit, you make one sale, and you get some money. You forget about business. Because there's money, so you spend. And then the money gets finished. Then you say, oh, I need to make some more sale. What is normal for you is make a little bit of money. But when you set the normal up, then you know that when some money comes in, I need to constantly make more to support that. I don't need to wait for one until, I don't need to wait for this to finish until, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that what is normal to you, when something happens that seems to be abnormal, your system would have to maintain sanity and clear it, and that would be like a conflict between what you know as normal and what you now see. What example can I give from the Bible? Good. When Peter was, they saw Jesus walking on the sea, right? And Jesus said, and then Peter said, Jesus, is it you? Initially they shouted, he said, ghost. Jesus no. He says, no, a ghost has not a flesh and blood like you see me. Then Peter said, if it's you, let me come. Good. So, did Peter go?
Yeah.
Did he float? He floated for a while. And what happened? He saw the boisterous water, and then began to say, me, I'm a human being. It's not normal for me to walk on water. It's quite abnormal. Then he began to sing. And the Lord said, what? Why did you doubt? So, if you see something that's not abnormal, that looks abnormal, you resolve that conflict and you return yourself to normalcy. That's why some people who are raised in very abused homes, you take them, you adopt them, take them to nice environment. No, they'll still behave like the way they behave on the street until you get fed up and you take them back to the street because that's their normal. Okay, good. But at the same time, your mind also creates what? Energy and strength. It creates a lot of energy when you say that, go. And finally, your mind does what? Is goal oriented. And it's always oriented to the targets you set for it. So we are going to leave this place setting targets that are big, setting targets that are clear, setting targets that are precise. They are big enough to stretch your potential, to stretch your energy. Because the energy is waiting for you to just set the goal. Set the goal. we break. I want to do my exercise again. Thank you. Yes?
You set big goals and you create tensions.
Yes.
You are dealing with humans,
Yes.
and in this dispensation of democracy,
Yeah.
probably you gather your leaders,
Yeah.
and some
Yeah.
may not be looking at the way you are looking at things.
Yeah.
That means you are going to stay in that area for quite long before you can move on. Because some will disapprove with your ideas.
Yes.
We can't build a church for 2,000 people. We are only 100.
Yes.
And this is what the reality on the ground. This is what some are feeling.
Yeah.
What do we do here?
Very good. When we get to the very tail end of the material, you will realize there's a way of getting people to accept your goals, the targets you set. You get them to set it together, and there are ways to do it. You need to find the powerful people, the influential people, and influence them. That's what we do. You know you are doing for kingdom. And there are some people who would not want to move with you. Now the leader is able to move people along with them. The leader is able to speak so that people can drop their stones. When people come to stone a person, the leader talks and they drop their stone, like Jesus did. So the leader is able to persuade people to see where he is going. Because the leader does not sit down and say, go jump over the cliff. He gets up there and jumps, and other people follow him. So when he says we need 500 people, he's not sitting there and saying go and win. So he himself is on the ground, he's doing it. Other people follow. You see, so there's a persuasive element, but there's also an exemplary element. And normally when we have credibility, people follow us more easily. Yeah, but that's true. It's not going to come easy, and I don't expect that it's going to come easy when you go back. It's a whole mental mindset you are trying to change, and it will take time. But thank God we will learn some strategies from here how to get it done before we leave. Okay, all right. Thank you. But what have you learned? So
what I'm learning is that when you have a big goal, the big goal will create the ideas, the big goal will bring the energy, the big goal will bring the resources, the big goal will make everything, create a way, bring friends, bring everything to make it happen.
yes.
But if you have a small goal, then the small goal cannot bring resources, cannot bring money, cannot bring ideas, cannot bring creativity.
No, they
so
don't need that.
you can't do anything.
No.
What I also learned is that the subconscious thought is being limited by the pains, that are being pushed into it. And one line I was able to view is that, like, couples going out to get married, they see on the poster, or let's see on the TV, on the media, let's say I didn't look at it with one boy, one girl as their children. They also have that notion, I must have one boy, one girl. Like, as you said, we growing our roots, it's supposed to be a single root instead of a double. Why? Because we think the place is too small to have a double room. So these are the kind of things that limit us. And for us to be able to come out of it, then we must have a big goal.
Yes.
That is where the tension comes in, overcoming everybody in our way. Thank you.
Thank you. Great.
Yeah, thank God. My take-home lesson is on goals and achievements.
Okay.
It reads, without a goal, the mind wanders.
Yes.
When goals focus, it pursues it to the logical limits.
Yes.
I've discovered that we don't set goals, we disturb our thought pattern. The mind moves erratically.
Yes. Practically.
You don't achieve anything. That's my take on this.
Thank you.